turns out that Donald Trump has appointed the guy that you see right next to me to serve on the so-called Board of Peace to rebuild Gaza. Now, it doesn't help that this guy has close ties to Leon Black, one of the financiers accused of rape by one of Epstein's 16-year-old survivors. We read her diary entries about Leon Black earlier this week. But before we get to the person in question here, Cenk, your 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that it's not just about this guy, guys. It shows you how this game is played, because there's a couple of details in this story that you really need to know to understand the whole picture. So Anna, give him the facts.
So the man in question is named Marc Rowan. Now, who is Marc Rowan? Well, if you are in the Ivy League system in any way, shape, or form, you might have heard of him. He graduated from Penn, and in recent years has spent quite a bit of time trying to go after anti-Semitism on college campuses. But nonetheless, he actually ended up maintaining some close connections with Jeffrey Epstein long after Epstein pleaded guilty to child prostitution in 2008. Rowan also co-founded the private equity firm Apollo Global Management. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the hedge fund that Leon Black was also part of. He was a major investor there. Now, Rowan was or has been Apollo's CEO since 2021, succeeding Black, who was forced to step down in 2021 after revelations that he paid Epstein more than $150 million allegedly for personal financial advice, which literally no one believes. Black was also accused of raping a 16-year-old girl with Down syndrome and autism. Allegations he denied, but they are allegations that were detailed in her diary as it was all happening in real time. So according to the Financial Times, Rowan and Epstein discussed tax-related matters over many years. Epstein requested and received internal Apollo financial documents and emails, emailed, met, and called some of the firm's most senior decision makers on sensitive matters. Which is weird considering the fact that the firm put out a statement back in 2020 after Epstein died in prison, claiming that they never did any business with Jeffrey Epstein at any point in time. In 2021, Apollo published the findings of a review from law firm Deckert that confirmed the statement was accurate. Right. Yeah. Deckert, I guess, can't be trusted. Rowan and Epstein emailed about a wide range of things, not just tax-related matters. In one email, Epstein describes a meeting that appears to have been with Apollo chief Mark. He misspelled Mark's name. He says, Mark was here this morning. We talked Athene, Montauk, Rothschild, planes, boats, etc. Oh, you've never done any business with Epstein. That's weird. Seems like you had a little visit with Epstein. Fascinating. The documents show that Rowan had multiple phone conversations and email exchanges with Epstein. These included discussions in which Epstein considered purchasing Rowan's private jet and plans for the two to meet at Epstein's home. Now, despite all of this evidence, a spokesperson has denied these claims, okay? The spokesperson says that Rowan denies that Apollo had any business with Epstein whatsoever. While Mr. Epstein sought to do work with the Apollo co-founders, other than Mr. Black, Mr. Rowan had neither a business nor any other relationship with Mr. Epstein. As previously stated, Apollo never did any business with Mr. Epstein. Okay, but what about the email that Epstein wrote indicating that Mark paid a little visit? They denied that too. Mr. Rowan met with the CEO of Edmund de Rothschild Bank at a meeting in 2016 arranged by Mr. Epstein that Mr. Epstein did not attend. Oh, is that supposed to be better? So in other words, you guys were in touch and doing work and consulting with Epstein. Why are you insulting our intelligence here? And by the way, the biggest issue here is that this scumbag has been chosen and appointed by Donald Trump to serve on this like ridiculous, fraudulent Gaza peace board. Okay, it's just, and then you look at this guy's background on how he's been going after universities. I mean, he has been urging his other wealthy friends to stop giving money to Penn. Specifically because he doesn't think they've gone far enough in fighting anti-Semitism.
So I've got more details on that, and I would come back to the Rothschilds as kind of an interesting side note in a second. But first, to Anna's point, look, they're not picking Marc Rowan because, attaboy, way to work with Epstein and get all these meetings set up and be Leon Black's partner. No, they're working with Marc Rowan and the Board of Peace because he is reliably 100% in favor of Israel.
Yep.
And the whole point of the Board of Peace is to cheat and let Israel take as much land as they can and kill as many Palestinians as they can and pretend that it's peace. So everyone on there, Marco Rubio, Witkoff, Tony Blair, Marc Rowan, Trump are all 100% pro-Israel. And they go, well, we have a neutral board. It's not at all neutral. There isn't 1% divergence from Israel's opinion. You say, wait a minute, Tony Blair, though, he was the former UK Prime Minister. Why? Do you know that his charity was set up by Larry Ellison and given $50 million? So Larry Ellison, of course, the #1 donor of charity to the IDF. So Blair is Ellison's guy. Okay?
Why was Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, wiring so much money to David Ellison, who's now the head of CBS?
Interesting.
You guys like knowing that? You like knowing that the guy who owns CBS was being wired money from a pedophile, disgusting pig like Epstein?
Okay, so I mean, CBS is done anyway. I mean, you'd be really, you know nothing if you trust CBS as a news outlet. Okay, but let's get back to both Epstein and Israel. Now, the other guy who ran Apollo, there's actually a third guy, Josh Harris. As far as we know, he's clean. He's not been implicated in any of this, and actually generally seems like a good guy from the other things that I've heard. But Leon Black was the third guy. Leon Black is the worst of the worst. He's the one that gave Epstein had to pay $158 million because of it to Epstein. And we don't know why. He says, for financial advice. No, Leon Black was one of the top financial experts in the world. He didn't need anybody's advice. No, that's obviously some sort of blackmail payoff. My guess, let's put it that way, okay? But that's literally everyone's guess. So why did Leon Black have pay so much more than anyone else? Because now as the emails and all the documents show, he had by far the most vicious rape of all of them. The 16-year-old girl he slammed onto the table.
I know.
He bit her genitalia. I mean, the guy's an absolute monster.
Absolute
based
monster.
on those records.
Still walking free. By the way.
And no charges, no arrest, no investigation. How could there be no investigation of that guy?
The 16-year-old girl has autism and Down syndrome.
And that's why they picked her, because she would be easier to
rape.
I mean, these are the people we're talking about. So now Marc Rowan, back to him. So he's partners with Leon Black, but so is Josh Harris. And as far as we know, Josh is totally clean, right?
I haven't seen anything about him at all.
I just don't know.
So I want to be clear, yeah.
But people say he's a good guy, whatever, right? So now, so back to Rowan. Rowan at Penn demanded that everyone that went to Penn stop giving, not another dollar, he said, to Penn. Why? Because somebody on Penn's campus was handing out Palestinian literature. This was pre-October 7th, having nothing to do with October 7th. So they want 100% control on college campuses. Do not let the kids learn reality. If they learn real history, they'll never be on Israel's side. That is why you have to shut up all the professors. That was Barry Weiss's job. That's how she got famous, by trying to cancel all the professors who were teaching real history about what happened to the Palestinians in 1948. So now even Palestinian literature, how could that possibly be offensive? That means you're an anti-Semite if you allow the Palestinians to display their poems, right? No, that is 100% control. And guess what Rowan is in charge of? The compact that Trump is sending out to universities saying this is the speech that is no longer allowed on campus. And of course, #1 on that list is no criticism of Israel. So these are the people who actually run our government, who actually run our media, and who run our college campuses, and now are gonna run the Board of Peace.
Yep.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.